Oh, hello YouTube, and welcome to another episode. We're back here at the Great Temple of Balthazar, and this episode, hopefully, we're going to finish all this PvP stuff. I can't believe this has taken so many episodes. What is this, number 4 now? It's been like a week since I filmed that last one you guys saw. And I'm going to just lay it down on the line here. I've completely forgotten well, not everything. I know vaguely what I've shown you. I know that I need to show you these places here, basically. But that's about it for this video. So there will be some cool explanation. We're going to go back to lore stuff here in a little bit when we reach Heroes Ascent, because that's really the reason why all of the Zaishen are here and stuff. So that's the most interesting place. I'm sure I've said that before. So yeah, what am I doing out here? The Isle of the Nameless. As I've mentioned many times, there's a progression through these arenas, and actually, if you come here, when you start now, I think they're all unlocked, but so the progression's like gone. I think that's been changed. But if you come out here, not many people really realise this, but you can actually speak to this captain, Canthan ferry captain. Nice to see him being called a Canthan as well. I quite like that, considering all the Zaishen are Canthan, but you never really see it explicitly said quite often, but they are. So there you go. There's a Canthan, and he says, "I can take you to the random arena where combatants assemble to fight against one another. Would you like to go?" And then I'll hit yes. And yeah, so this actually takes you to the random arenas. This is a way to do it. And I never realised that was there for a long time. I was so shocked when I actually found out that that was there. It was pretty cool. So yeah, this is the first island that typically people would reach in the sort of the PvPRs. It's actually one of the only formats that's still really alive, just because it's so easy to jump straight into games. So here it's teams of 4v4, and you don't get to pick who your opponents are or who your allies are. And really that's the reason why it's still so popular. There's a title associated with it called the Gladiator title, where as you win more games you progress through the title, and there are other rewards too. For instance, if you get a certain amount of consecutive wins, you can now get strong boxes with a random chance to get cool items and stuff. Generally, it's the place that I spent most of my time doing PvP. I'm not much of a PvPer. There was a period when I was playing the game where I was really into Heroes Ascent, the tournament. I never did guild versus guild. Not really. I mean, I tried to dabble in it a couple of times. But it's those more competitive formats are the kinds of things where you really need dedicated guilds for it. And because titles have been added, it's become increasingly hard as the game's lifespan's gone along for noobs to actually start up, because they have no proof that they know what they're doing. And obviously, as the player base was dwindling, it just got worse and worse and worse. So yeah, what I'm hoping to do here really is just show you the outpost, or as best I can. I might go in. I've had so many comments of people asking me to actually do real PvP. I'm just not that interested in doing it, guys. Fine. We'll actually go on. Let's do it. We'll enter a battle. I've got completely default skills. This is going to be a terrible bar. I don't even have a full skill bar, but I will demonstrate how it works. I came over here, by the way. I tend to do this because over here there's just this little bit where you can kind of bug your way down. This happens a lot in Guild Wars, and you can like sit down and theoretically drown your character. Here you are, swimming in Guild Wars 1, guys. Yeah, I tend to come here. I don't know why. I think it's just a force of habit. I often find other people there as well. It's quite cool. I've actually met a fair few people in the game just going over there and speaking to them, and they're like, "Oh, hi, you know about this spot too?" It's pretty stupid. So yeah, this is just going to be very much like what we saw here at the Zaishen Challenge and the Zaishen Elite. Amazing outpost, by the way. I don't feel like I emphasised that enough last episode. I loved that place. But yeah, so this guy, and you can kind of look at what everyone's got. He's got a rose and stuff. But we're going to lose, and it's my fault we're going to lose. And I'm putting it on YouTube, so I do feel a bit bad about this. This is the only match you guys are going to see, alright, okay? Generally, it's very fast-paced in random arenas. Oh, excuse me, I got a sneeze. Okay, that will be cut out. Yeah, I'm very ill. It's typical. This first week that I started work, I went out once the week before, and I got a really bad cold, and I'm pretty sure I pissed off the guy I was sat next to for ages because of my terrible cold all week. So I'm sorry about that, guys, but it shouldn't be a big problem. So yeah, it's very fast-paced, really. All I can do, basically, is just spam hexes on everyone here. There is a kind of a PvP series I was thinking of maybe doing at one point. But the only thing I'd really be interested in showing off are just really annoying builds that just piss people off. So like Glyph of Renewal plus Iron Mist and stuff. So people die. A big thing in random... this is not going to be a guide, but a big thing in random arenas is you need a resurrection signet. For the love of God, have a resurrection signet, and you need to use it pretty much the instant you see somebody die. If you're not using it the moment you see somebody die, you're probably doing something wrong. Only if you can get a kill in like one spell or so. should you not do it, or you're being pursued like I am and I can't stop without dying. But yeah, there we go. We knew this was going to happen. If you win, you get put into another random arena. This is really what I was talking about before, and you just progress on until somebody kicks you out. I do think that the more consecutive wins you get, the more it starts pairing you with other players other teams that have also got lots of consecutive wins. It used to be that you wouldn't really get any gladiator points unless you won like 10 games in a row, and I remember so well always getting to 9 games and then losing the 9th game, and you'd basically come out with nothing. It's a lot more forgiving now, particularly for players that kind of grind. Like, whenever they've updated the titles here, so many updates in the PvPRs, but whenever they updated the Gladiator title, they basically timed the amount of points people already had by a certain amount. So if you were quite early on the bandwagon, you would just get a huge Gladiator title really quickly, which is kind of what I ended up getting. I think I'm about rank 5, maybe rank 4, I can't remember. Which isn't high, don't get me wrong, but I never really put that much effort into this place. It was mostly because of those timesings. So yeah, there we go. That's the random arenas. The description, in case you've been wondering, it just says test your mettle, lead your team to victory, or drag them to defeat. 2 teams of 4 randomly allied players fight it out gladiator style. And that's about it. The outposts are pretty big. They're cool places. I like the PvP outposts quite a lot just because of the size of them. But it's not like, the big outposts in the PvE world tend to be more annoying than the smaller ones, because you find yourself wandering on for ages and ages just to get to the rune trader, or just to get, to the armor guy. In the PvPRs, it's not so much about that. It's more that they're big places and you can just sort of go off and explore, and you get quite often, you'll find someone like out on this boat. This game's so heavily instanced, you don't really get that feeling of exploring and finding people in peculiar places, which is something that I really enjoy in MMOs. And you just pretty much miss it entirely in Guild Wars. But I always found that the PvPRs were, reasonably good. I also always wanted to go up on these bridges over there. But you can't, which is a shame. Okay, so basically, if you win 5 games here, or it was 10, I can't remember, it would unlock another outpost. I know it was 5 games. If you won, it would unlock it, but it wouldn't teleport you to it. But if you won all 10 in a row in random arenas in the past, it would automatically move your whole team up to team arenas, which was set on this island here. Now, the team arenas was essentially exactly the same as the random arenas. There was one other arena you could participate in up there, like a different map, but that was about it. The only change was that you could actually choose your allies. And just because of that small change, you ended up having really powerful teams there. Really good guilds of very skilled people who worked out the best of the best. And there were maybe, I'm talking about 20 different teams by the end. And they would just kick everyone else out. And it was such a steep learning curve. It was pretty much impossible for new players to get into the format. The format got worse and worse and worse. I can't remember how much of this I've described already. They got worse and worse and more dead, until eventually ArenaNet said, no, we've got to close it down. It's not working. At the same time, when Nightfall came out, they added another arena. The Battle Isles came out just before Factions, I believe, and there was always this island here, but you could never get to it. When Nightfall came out, they added an arena called the Hero Battles, and that was, again, kind of the same. That all the maps that you played on were very different. They were more kind of King of the Hill capture point style maps, but the difference here was that you, instead of having 3 human allies, you'd have 3 heroes, and you'd have to like micromanage them, which was a really cool concept, and I wasn't too familiar with the way that this whole arena worked, but eventually that died as well. So about 2 years ago, was it now? ArenaNet were in a situation where they had 2 completely dead formats. They had Heroes Ascent, which was dying as well, which I'll talk about later, and they had Guild versus Guild, which was doing a bit stronger for sure. So what they did was they decided to remove both of these arenas, and they replaced it with an arena called the Codex Arena. And instead of putting the Codex Arena on the Team Arena island, they instead did it on the Hero Battles one. I don't know why, but basically the result of that means that we can now never go back to this island, which is a shame. I might, if I can remember, add an annotation to someone who's done a video showing off what that outpost looked like, because we'll never be able to go back there, unless there's another significant update. But I have noticed, and please pull me up on it, guys, I have noticed that where I'd been filming so many episodes in advance recently, I'd been saying, oh, I'll put an annotation there, I'll put it in the description, and I haven't been doing it because I remember that I've said stuff, but I don't remember where in, the 10-20 minute episodes that I'd filmed 2 weeks ago. I can't ever remember where exactly it was. So if you do notice me say it and there's not an annotation, please do tell me, because then I can go back and put it on there to make your viewing experience more pleasurable. But there we go. Right, so anyway, we can now only come here. The Codex Arena, this is kind of the new team arena. Sadly, this format's dying as well. It's a shame. The idea was, Guild Wars, the skill system, when it was initially designed, was basically very heavily influenced on Magic the Gathering, and I think that there are even names of skills and certain things that and icons that are pretty much drawn straight out of it as like homages to it. And I believe in Magic the Gathering, I don't know, I don't play many trading card games, but there's like a format called Sealed Deck or something, and Guild Wars at conventions, before all this Guild Wars 2 stuff started dominating all the conventions, you used to be able to play a sealed deck trading card version of the Guild Wars skill system, if I remember correctly. Basically, you'd have you and your team, and you'd go in and you'd decide, and you'd be given a certain amount of skills or a certain amount of cards, and you would have to pick from this pool of cards what all of your friends and you could use to make the best team build possible. I'm moving my hands around here like a teacher trying to describe things, and none of you can see it. But yeah, so that's basically what would happen, and then whoever had picked the best skills and the best combinations, they'd then fight it out. And it was very fun at conventions and very popular. So what ArenaNet tried to do was to make sort of a version of it to work here in-game. So if we actually press K here, you'll see all of my skills are now locked, and that's because we can sort them by equipable codex skills. Every single day, all the skills you can use completely changes, and these are all the skills that are available. There are certain things that appear every day, and some things will never appear, you know, for balance's sake. But it was a cool idea. A lot of people were very excited about it when it came out. You know, people were sad that Hero Battles and Team Arenas went down, but people were excited about this. But I am in the Europe district, but if we go to the American district, it's nowhere near as busy as it was, which is a real shame. I remember when this first came out, how many people were here, but you know, I guess that's just the way that PvP's gone on this game. It's a dying game, it's a shame, but that's the way it's going. So yeah, the outpost itself, I can't really think of much significant lore to do with it. It's a cool outpost, don't get me wrong. Obviously this was built when Nightfall came out. You got, well, who is that? Is that Grenth there, I think? That's a very weird picture of Grenth, if it is, because he hasn't got the ram's head, but he has got lots of skulls around him. So so yeah, that's about that. We can read the description. Abide by the declarations of honour, using only skills in the current codex to test your mettle in honourable combat. Again, there's a different title you can get here, and as you can see here, there are different notes and things. These are all for teaching you the format. So so yeah, but this is a bit beyond the scope of what I'm trying to do here. And High Commissioner Grillis. So yeah, that's that. Now we go to Heroes Ascent. What used to happen was you'd be at Team Arenas. Codex Arena, this island never really existed. If you won 5 games in a row at the Team Arena, it would unlock Heroes Ascent. Unless, before the Battle Isles was added to the game, you'd been to Tomb of the Primeval Kings. Now, I'm just going to take a stance here and assume that you know what I was talking about with the Tomb of the Primeval Kings episode, where you went through the Crystal Desert with the Ghostly Hero, and then that kind of culminated with the Ghostly Hero deciding he wanted to start battling and fight his way to the Hall of the Heroes. When the Battle Isles was introduced, they introduced this storyline of the Tomb of the Primeval Kings, where this tournament used to exist, was closed down. They said it had been attacked by Abaddon, by Doom, and by Menzies. It was attacked by those 3, and it was closed down. So the Zaishen decided, shit, we're going to have to go elsewhere. We're going to have to start fighting to the Hall of the Heroes from a different location. And that location is here in the Battle Isles. Have you been wondering through these episodes, you might have been, why the hell are the Zaishen here, in the middle of nowhere, with no continents, no real civilization anywhere? They're just out in the middle of nowhere. Why are they here? Well, the story goes, and I'll briefly go back over it. Hundreds of years ago, I think it was, there was a very powerful mage called Lord Odrin, and he learned how to travel through the mists. Oh, sorry about that. That was really bad timing. God, so many videos recently. The door keeps going off. So yeah, there was this guy called Lord Odrin. He lived about 100 years ago, and basically he learned how to travel through the multiverse. He learned how to travel through the mists and through the rift. And as we know, you've got the mists. In the middle of the mists is the rift, and in the middle of the rift is this place called the Hall of Heroes. And this was a sacred place to lots of spirits. The most powerful heroes and spirits used to go there, and that would be like their afterlife. Lord Odrin started violating this afterlife basically because he was a mortal that had opened all these portals and learned how to travel through the multiverse into all these different worlds and afterlives. And they all got really pissed off with him. So what Lord Odrin ended up doing was he opened loads of portals all over the world. We know of 3 on Tyria. One was at the Tomb of the Primeval Kings, one was at Jaskir, and one was here. And basically he had all of these open. Eventually he did go in and all the spirits found a way to kill him, and he died. But then mortals and men, what Lord Odrin did was, in case he had died, he hid all of these portals on the world. I'm probably explaining this really badly. In really remote locations. So one of them was in the bottom of a really deep tomb. One of them was in another hidden place up in Jaskir and Ascalon, and one of them was here on a remote island chain that he didn't think anyone would really find. But eventually man found it and they figured it out, and now lots of people, as we saw with the ghostly hero in the Crystal Desert, compete to get to the Hall of the Heroes, and the spirits let them do it, and they kind of bet on them and see it as a bit of a sport. That's the story of the international tournament. So you used to have teams of 8 players, not 4 anymore, 8 players, just like Guild versus Guild, which is also 8v8, going in through through the underworld, through the multiverse, to reach the Hall of the Heroes and win. And winning in the Hall of the Heroes would grant your server, basically, the favour of the gods, which I've talked about in my Underworld and Fissure of Woe episodes. That's now changed because people didn't like the idea of... Sorry, I keep moving around. I know I keep getting comments of people saying, "Oh, stop moving around when you're describing things, blah blah blah." I'm sorry, I've just got... Oh my god, it's suddenly a torrent of rain just poured down. Yeah, sorry, my fingers just like to keep busy, so yeah, we'll go to this boat over here. So yeah, what the hell was I saying? And yeah, people didn't like the idea of PvPers having a sway on the PvE world. So in another update, do you see how difficult this is all to describe, where so many updates have changed things? Yeah, in another update, the winning in the Hall of the Heroes no longer has anything to do with the PvE world or the favour of the gods. So really it's just for the title that you get here, which is called the Hero title, which gives you cool emotes and stuff like that. So I think that's it, actually, guys. I genuinely do. It's cool going through here. What you'll find is the tournament used to happen at the Tomb of the Primeval Kings. It was attacked. Now all the players have to come here. That was in the Battle Isles update. What you'll find is as you go through here, you can actually, if you were good, I'm not going to be able to demonstrate it because I'm not in a guild and I'm pretty crap at Heroes Ascent anyway. But if you were to win through the tournament, you could find all these unique maps of the Underworld, which you can't actually reach if you were just playing PvE. Like one of the most amazing maps that ever existed was this one called the Scarred Earth, I think it was. And in this map you'd have 6 teams of 8 people all simultaneously fighting it out. Basically they'd all be in their own little mini arenas, and whichever team won their fight in their mini arena would then progress into this other big circular arena, and then they'd duke it out with the other teams that won. So 6 teams would go in, only 1 would come out, and slowly it would whittle people down until you just had, I think, 3 teams compete in the Hall of the Heroes at the end. Or is it just 2? I think... I really don't remember. I've only been to the Hall of Heroes once. So yeah, anyway, there you go. That's cool. You can see the architecture of the Hall of the Heroes, of course, if you play in the Tomb of the Primeval Kings in the PvE world, which I've done episodes on before. So yeah, that's it. I feel like I haven't described that very well, but cut me some slack. It's been a week. And I do want to get done with this now. So yeah, this is Heroes Ascent. We'll read the description if you will. One of the few known portals between Tyria and the Underworld, Heroes Ascent is zealously guarded by the most devoted of Balthazar's followers, the Zaishen Order. You see it says the Underworld? That's because the portal that Lord Odrin made, they all seem to like take you through the Underworld before taking you to the Rift, before taking you to the Hall of Heroes. I don't know why it all goes through the Underworld. New spirits all go to the Underworld first. Maybe it's got something to do with that. I don't know. Those brave enough to venture here seek an audience with the spirits of legendary warriors long dead. Adventurers who prove themselves worthy are granted the right to escort these spirits toward the Hall of Heroes as they fight their way to the top of the tournament. There we go. Now, last place, 2 years ago, I think it was the 5th anniversary of Guild Wars, ArenaNet added this place, the Zaishen Menagerie. And this place is cool. Basically, as we all know, rangers can get pets in this game and they can level them up. This serves as like a farm where you can go and put all your pets and leave them for safekeeping, essentially, and you can sort of breed them and get all your unique evolutions of them and have them here for safekeeping. So it's like unlocking pets for your account. There was a lot of effort that went into this place, a lot of really cool little details. You can just tell straight away with all the little stuff that you can see around here. It was just a very well thought out, very interesting outpost that they did. It's a shame that pets don't really mean very much in the grand scheme of the game, particularly where rewards in the Hall of Monuments are concerned. But it's a great place anyway. I'm not going to do too much of an in-depth thing here, but I will show you some of the dialogue. First we want to speak to Gateguard Hyverda. Greetings! Welcome to the Menagerie. What can I do for you? Zaishen Order has collected the largest known collection in the world of animals known to coexist with people. Through their worldwide network of highly skilled trainers and handlers, the Order has even collected many elusive and exotic animals. Here at the Menagerie, members of the Zaishen Order care for, study, train, and breed the various animals they've collected. If you're looking to charm a new friend, you're in the right place. Also, trainers provide services to cultivate specific traits in your animals. You can even house your own personal collection of animals here. Many of the Menagerie services do come with a modest price to keep the facility running, but they will allow any adventurer to house their animals free of charge. It only allows me in. So yeah, it's a brilliant place. There's cool stuff you can do here. Like there's a unique pet that if you get a specific egg from Nicholas the Traveller, you can hand it in here and you'll get a unique type of spider which had been in the game for years but you could never actually get for yourself, called a moss spider, which you can get here. There's like a unique little turtle thing up here as well. My menagerie will be empty. Basically, whenever you take them a full pet, you'll actually get the wildlife begin to grow and live around in these fields, and it just slowly grows and evolves, and it's brilliant. Eventually it just becomes a real menagerie. It's full of animals. At the moment there's not very much. You might remember a long time ago, it's actually quite weird filming an episode here because a long time ago, I've deleted the episode now, but I did actually film an episode a while ago here when I was inviting people to come join me on the Tomb of the Primeval King adventure. And what else did we do? Sorry's Furnace as well. So yeah, I'm not going to do too in depth here because there's, and I can't quite remember his name, I think it's Alteranault. He's someone who's been watching my videos for a while, and I got watching some of his, and he's actually doing a series on him slowly getting all of the pets. So it's basically a guide on how to get all of the pets in the game, and slowly how these fields and how this place grows and gets more life. And it's a cool series. So this place, you know, it's in the grand scheme of Guild Wars, it's not that significant. But if you do want an in-depth guide and an in-depth look at this place, because it's very beautiful, it's like the last explorable area I believe that ArenaNet have ever actually made for the game. There's a lot of cool little details, like a little turtle thing over there somewhere that you can never see anywhere else in the game and stuff like that, and he'll show you it as it grows. So he'll show you what animals end up growing here. Look, there's another firefly. These are definitely only here around swamps. We found these things so often around swamps. What are they? Oh man, I'm actually, do you know what, in this Let's Play we've seen so many of these and I never knew about these. It's like I have slowly discovered more and more and developed a hypothesis about for them. You know, at first I thought they were undead, but these are definitely like swampy firefly things. I don't know, what do you guys think? But yeah, there we go. I think that's about it, guys. That's the Battle Isles. That's what's here at the moment. One day, will they let us go elsewhere? Will they let us go to these islands here? I do remember talking about the guild stuff in a previous episode, didn't I? Maybe they'll let us go to this bit of this island at some point. Will we ever go back to the team arenas or up there? Who knows? I doubt it, considering there are so few people actually working on Guild Wars now. But it's a cool little sub-region. Obviously, it's all PvP focused, so there wasn't that much lore to talk about. But there's your little tour of it, guys. Like I say, I did this for completionist's sake. And yeah, I love the concept art here as well. That's so cool. But yeah, I really don't know what else I have to say. So I think next time, so this will probably come up today. Tomorrow we'll be continuing with the Underworld, and then the time after that we'll be starting my new other Guild Wars series. It is Guild Wars. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that actually. So yeah, I can't believe this ended up 4 episodes, but there you go. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm off to film episode 1 of BioShock now as well, hopefully, so wish me luck. And yeah, I guess I will see you next time. See you later, everybody. Oh, the last time we're going to see that kick-ass wave. Oh, why didn't I main a Necro? Oh shit, no, I almost forgot. Guys, wait, before you go, please leave a comment telling me what your favourite profession is, or thumb someone else's up, please, just do that. Why? Well, I guess we'll find out next time. So yeah, have a great day, guys. I can't believe I almost forgot that. See you next time.